Hello, everyone! And just as it always happens, when I was asleep and saw the most peaceful Skibidi dreams, Boom decided to bombard us all once again with as much information as possible. So basically, he answered more than 50 questions in Discord regarding not only the second part of episode 77 itself, but he also told us how long Skibidi Toilet series is going to get released, what we should expect from the future episodes, and most importantly, what he thinks about all the Skibidi multiverses out there. But I must also confess to you guys that I didn't want to cover all of the questions that Boom answered, because in such case my video would take an hour long and obviously it wouldn't be much fun watching it. So I chose the most interesting, important, or simply unhinged questions that Boom reacted to. And in today's video, I'll tell you exactly what Boom meant and what should we expect from the series in the future. And of course, I'm going to mention this huge mess that involved Boom, Dom Studio, and the other Skibidi Toilet YouTube creators because I have something to say about it for sure. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end because it's going to be one of the most heated videos on my channel ever. And by the end of it, I also prepared something special for you all. Let's go, and be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, because I am making a lot of Skibidi content to entertain you guys in the moments when we all are waiting for the new episode to get released. Okay, so if you are subscribed now, let's move on to the most insane Boom's takes that I dug in today. All right? And of course, the first thing that I'd like to address is what Boom said about different Skibidi Toilet multiverse creators and their products, because reading all that was just like a fever dream, y'all. And if you watched my previous video, that you should remember how I covered this weird conflict between Dom Studio and Boom himself that happened in the comments under the premiere of the most recent Murder Drones animation series. But I said that it all seemed to be just a hype strategy after all, and it wasn't that serious. But okay, well, based on what Boom says about Dom Studio next, doesn't really seem like he let it all go that easily though. So for example, here one of Discord users asks Boom about his opinion on episode 41 of Dom Studio's Skibidi Multiverse, and its plot that the user himself described as goofy. And to that, Boom said, "Yeah, I watched this today. Was pretty disappointed with T-Rex and freaking sloppy rights." And whoa, hold on there. That's like kind of mean as hell. But then Boom posts another message where he kind of elaborates on what he just said. I mean, T-Rex was never respectful to the original material, remembering how he turned Astro into fodder, but this crap is just spit in the face and biggest disrespect towards all Skibidi-verse. Before there were at least some power competition, but they just crossed everything off with this ridiculous multi-dimensional Clockman that apparently destroyed hundreds of Titans and can freeze freaking galaxy. Out of freaking nowhere and unwarranted. And that's not even the strongest character they have. Before Virulence was having a spot for most ridiculous OP crap, but this just broke through the bottom. Those words seem to hit really hard, ain't they? But I also kind of understand where Boom is coming from. Because after all, he has his own vision on Skibidi Universe and how the plot must be built in there. But I must also mention that it seems a bit unfair to me how Boom measure plots that are built different by his own scale and considers them unworthy based on his own vision, because Dom Studio can just have different concepts in mind, you know? And personally, I find it the most interesting when different multiverses are not the same, and they don't just replicate the same idea or plot twists. Dom Studio is doing his own thing, and even though it may seem like hit or miss to some Skibidi fans, I still respect his creativity and desire to experiment. And at the same time, I also kind of understand why Boom seems pretty frustrated with his multiverse as the OG creator. And it is his opinion most and foremost, and we should respect it as well, I think. But that still didn't save Dom Studio from some major roasts from Boom too. For example, here one of Discord users asked him, "Boom, has there been something you regret doing in Skibidi Toilet series, and if so, what it is?" And to that, Boom says, "Allowing Dom Studio to cook." And okay, alright man, that was kind of insane. And he didn't even stop on just that, as he also replies to another comment where the user asked his opinion on Sinister character. And to that, Boom answered, "Overpowered mess." So yeah, it seems like Boom is not really a fan of the most recent plot twists in Dom Studio's multiverse, but thankfully, he's not that bitter towards all the other multiverses. And considering that I have a separate channel where I analyze the multiverses of Monster Up, Virulence, Maxity, and Spider-Run, I was really curious to finally know his opinion on their Skibidi multiverses as well. And spoiler alert, some of his takes are really close to my own, so I was really happy to learn about them. So first of all, Boom mentioned that he appreciates the work of Spider-Run a lot. He hits the original style and genuinely gets better with animation skill each episode. I think his series are good, and I really agree with Boom in terms of how the Spider-Run skill gets better as he makes more episodes, but to tell you honestly, guys, I think that Skibidi Invasion focuses more on the action now than on the lore of his multiverse, and this is something that I personally appreciate a lot as an analyst. Then another user asks Boom of his opinion on Monster Up, and to that Boom says, it has potential, but they lack showing proper physics and effects are a bit goofy, sometimes. And okay, as a person who likes Zombie Universe a lot, I have something to say about it. Monster Up is really unique in terms of his sound effects and animation style, because this guy is a huge nerd in the best meaning of it, and often references different anime, video games, and movies. And I think he's definitely has his own vision, which once again doesn't cross Boom's vision sometimes, but I still think that his multiverse is genuinely top tier. Then Boom gets asked about Virulence 2, and he answers the following. I think I like his cinematics, but he suffers from making everyone too OP, and it's just not right. He turned Titan Speakerman in a huge behemoth, completely missing that his true potential is in his agility. And honestly, guys, I couldn't agree more with Boom on this take, because Skibidi Wars by Virulence is a really epic series, and sometimes he gets way too overstimulated in my opinion. But it still doesn't make his multiverse any worse or more boring. And I enjoy analyzing him a lot as he combines epic fighting sequences with cool lore really well. Okay, and then Boom gets finally asked about Skibidi Saga by Maxity. And oh boy, you know what? Boom actually says, I think Maxity is good. And then he even mentions that Maxity is his most favorite Skibidi multiverse of all, and it deserves the first place in terms of quality. And okay, guys, when I realized that Boom's favorite series is Skibidi Saga, I almost ascended to the moon and then came back because I was always telling y'all that Maxity is an absolute GOAT, and his series is hilarious but also damn freaking impressive. And I genuinely recommend you to start watching Skibidi Saga if you still aren't familiar with it. And I also analyzed each episode of this multiverse on my Teleo Tosi channel, so be sure to check it out as well. And then Boom also mentions that his favorite reaction channels are Cozy, Creekcraft, and Steak, which was pretty wholesome to hear. And then some other Discord user also asks Boom on what he thinks about No Skill Clutch and his multiverse. And to that, Boom said something really interesting. So he answered, it is the real multiverse. Ridiculous, but kind of fun. Also hits in the original style a bit. So now it's obvious to me that Boom appreciates the most those multiverses that reference his own original Skibidi toilet style, and that's why he's so positive towards Spider-Run and No Skill Clutch the most. And I also found it really cool how he referred to No Skill Clutch multiverse as the real multiverse. And you know what, guys? I think right now this is the most perfect opportunity for me to announce that I plan to do a special interview with No Skill Clutch, and it will happen really soon. And in this interview, I'll ask him exactly what he thinks about Boom's opinion regarding his multiverse. When should we expect the release of his new episode, and lots of other things. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss this video when it will be finally done. Okay, and now let's move on from all these weird dramas and critical fights, and finally get to the spoilers towards the upcoming Skibidi Toilet episodes. And well, apparently Boom was so bored the other day's night that he not only gave us some huge spoilers regarding episode 77 as a whole, but also bombarded us with lots of exclusive information regarding the future of the whole Skibidi Toilet series and what will happen soon in general. Then Boom gets asked about Simp Cameraman and whether this character will have a bigger role in the future, to which Boom says, maybe. And it seems like he doesn't really have some ideas for Simp's plot arc right now. But I still hope that he won't forget about this guy and find the most suitable spot in the plot for him as well. And speaking of hidden characters, Boom also gets reminded of Lucky Cameraman, and the user asks, is Lucky Cameraman arrested and who will save him? To which Boom replies, that's all part of the plan. And okay, this information actually made me excited, because I was speculating a lot whether Lucky Cameraman getting caught by the detective was staged or not, and apparently the secret agent thought this possibility through as well. So now I'm really curious how this all plot arc is going to turn out. And then another question was asked to Boom, and it sounded like this. Mr. Boom, is there a chance to see more flashbacks of the time when every race was humans? To which Boom answered yes. And I'm really glad that we're about to see more flashbacks to the past of this universe, because there are still so many secrets that weren't revealed to us, as well as lots of blank spaces that made it harder to develop the most cohesive theory about what truly happened to the human race and how the Alliance was initially formed. And, well, speaking of the earlier episodes of Skibidi Toilet, another user also asked, is everything in early episodes starting from the first one to 39 canon or not? And were they initially made as a joke? And to that Boom says, almost all of it are canon. They were simpler but still true to the story. And I am really wondering what is hidden behind this almost word. Did Boom refer to the first 6 episodes as non-canon or partly canon? Because these episodes featured humanoid G-Man and Gordon Freeman as a running joke that went completely absent afterwards. And then G-Man, the character we know now, appeared. So I am pretty curious what other elements Boom considers to be canon and non-canon. Okay, and now it's time to address the craziest revelations from Boom so far. First of all, he stated that Skibidi Kleiner was an apprentice of Skibidi Scientist himself, which means that he definitely shares a great amount of knowledge that Skibidi Scientist had, and he's a really valuable figure. So no wonder that we saw him as part of G-Squad as well in episode 74. Boom also stated that we're about to see a lot of new characters soon. And he also stated that we either going to see the strong new character or an epic comeback by episode 80. And then Boom also says maybe to the question that there may be even stronger and more dangerous species than ISOTOILET themselves. And okay, that definitely means that the series is not going to end that soon. Then Boom confirms the importance of G-Man as a character, as he knows a lot. And I guess that means that G-Man is actually aware of a lot of ISOTOILET secrets, including the coordinates of their base. And that I also learned something really crazy, as Boom confirmed that the flying toilet from episode 13 was also an ISOTOILET, just as the troop from episode 51. And I've made one video on my channel where I discussed all the hidden ISOTOILETs from the earlier episodes of this series, where I suspected that this guy could be an Astro, and this prediction really came to be true, which is amazing. And speaking of ISOTOILETs, Boom also confirmed the soon comeback of Astro Mothership, Astro Juggernaut, and Astro Duchess, so I guess we're about to see some incredibly hype battle sequence really soon. And he also hinted that the chair might be the most important character of the whole series, and this may just be a joke, but also it may mean that the chair is indeed connected to the new race which is already in this series, but we just cannot notice it. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely see a connection here. And now I'd like to finish this video with some really good news regarding the Skibidi Toilet as a whole. So first of all, Boom said that he's most hyped about episode 77 and all the episodes from 80 to 90, which not only means that the next parts of episode 77 are going to be fire, but also that the series is far from its end, and it keeps getting only hotter. Then Boom also confirms that there are going to be more than 100 episodes in total, which is a lot to say the least. And then he says the most incredible news for us all. So after a user asked him, will your series continue for year 2025 and after the movie? Boom replied with current schedule definitely. Considering a team now since it's getting too intense. So now we can consider all the rumors about soon ending of the series to be destroyed once and for all. And now I would like to finish this video with the most mysterious answer that Boom gave to us, and I need to know what you guys are thinking about it. So after one user asked Boom for more information regarding episode 79, he said, 79 will unlock certain ability for viewers. And to tell you honestly, guys, I don't even have an idea what that might mean. So be sure to write your own interpretations of this phrase in the comments below, because my subscribers are the smartest people on earth, and I always love reading your opinion and theories. And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, hit the like button below and also be sure to write a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Discord channels not to miss my new interesting videos. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!